That's that. Okay, so with what we do, okay, we do online marketing, we do digital PR. Originally, we were an SEO company, just SEO, right? And so we do a lot of stuff there. As we work, you'll see that we do a lot of things where we're like trying to reach people, and then sometimes we're doing stuff that looks like we're just trying to talk to search engines and robots, which is true. But in the end, everything we do really is to get to people in the long run, right? So no matter what it is you're writing, whether you're trying to like match stuff technically to make the search engines happy, remember that the end goal really is to reach people. So don't ever forget that. And if we're starting to act like we've forgotten that, maybe we need reminding sometimes, because we do get really focused on how to rank well with search engines and stuff. So keep that in mind. But with SEO, there are basically two ways that we can try to draw traffic to our website, right? We've got on-site stuff that we do on the website, and we have off-site stuff that we do. And most of the time, anything you're doing is gonna fall into one of these categories. So on-site stuff is like structural things to the website, things that we do in the code. So one thing is like the file structure. A website is basically a folder with a bunch of files inside it and a bunch of other folders and stuff, right? If you have a web page within the website that's in the root folder, Google is going to think, and all the other search engines are going to think that that is a more important page, so it gives it more authority. If you have a page that is like 5 folders deep, so it's wallaroomedia.com/clients/profiles/whatever dot whatever, that's like 4 or 5 files deep, and so Google doesn't think it's important. So that's one thing, okay? The next thing is content, okay? And they're going to say this all the time, and you hear it a lot, that content is king, okay? And it's true. In the end, the content is what people are looking at, which means that's what the search engines are looking at. So our content has to be good. One, you want to have a lot of content, okay? If you've got 60 pages and they all have solid, relevant content, the search engines are going to see that as valuable, okay? Also, not just the amount of content, but the quality of content. Google's algorithms are getting so good that they can tell what vocabulary level or what reading level you're writing at, okay? So if you're writing like a 16-year-old kid from Indonesia who doesn't know English very well, that page isn't going to rank very well. But if you're writing like a college graduate, that's really good. And you know, obviously, if you're writing to children, then you're going to use simpler words. But I mean, you know, Google's picking that up, and so they're paying attention to those things. Also, not only is quality important, but we want unique content. Okay, if you have 800 products on your website and they are all iPhone cases, and you just copy and paste all your descriptions, plastic iPhone case, plastic iPhone case, plastic iPhone case. Yeah, that's quicker, but Google looks at it and they're like, wow, you're lazy. You're copying and pasting a lot of stuff to make it look like you have a lot of content. And we think you suck now. And they'll kind of dock your rankings, okay? So yeah, if you have 800 products, you've got to write a unique description for each one. And sometimes we spend a lot of hours doing that kind of stuff here, okay? And then same thing across websites, like if there is, you know, if you copy and paste information from one website onto yours, your website's going to get docked. If we're doing local links and we copy and paste a description straight off the company's website and put it into a local link description, that's not good because we're duplicating content. So we try to be, we try to keep unique content across each different place. Anything else on content, Nathan?
No, not right now.
Yeah. Okay. And then the last thing for on-site SEO that I'm going to mention right now, at least, is just the code on the site. There's some, and I'm going to go over it towards the end a little more specifically, but the big one that search engines look at are title tags and meta tags, okay? Title tags basically describe what's on the web page, and search engines really look at those. They look at whether they're matching the information on the page. They look at if they're using relevant keywords, that kind of things. And then meta tags are kind of a funny one. The search engines don't care, but that's the description that pops up in your search results. So your searchers care. Okay, so if you write a good meta tag that, when the searcher searches for really awesome Australian hats, we were doing that yesterday. If you have a meta tag that explains why your Australian hats are the most awesome, hopefully we're going to be able to convince somebody to click on that. So that's a big important one. So that's kind of on-site SEO, stuff that's important to do. And then we have off-site SEO. Really, off-site SEO boils down to inbound links, okay? If people are linking to your website, the search engines are going to see that your website is valuable, right? And so they're going to be more likely to show it to somebody when they're searching for stuff. If you have really, and again, we want quality stuff here. So if ESPN links to you and you are a sports-related company, then that's a super awesome link because ESPN is huge and they have tons of authority and they're completely relevant to what your product is. So you get a huge boost from links from ESPN. Now, say you're not a sports-related company. You're still going to get a great boost because ESPN is big, but maybe not as awesome, right? But it's still a good thing. You never complain. And even if maybe a website isn't huge, maybe it's Brianne's blog, and she links to us. Well, that's helpful too. She's not as huge as ESPN. It would probably take like 1,000 of people like Brianne linking to us to equal like a few really, really incredible ESPN links. But all links are helpful, right? With inbound links, anchor text can be a really cool thing that helps. Like when you, I don't know, on a website when you see something that says, to see this cool thing, click here, and here is the hyperlink. If that text is something relevant to your website, it's really good. So with Wallaroo, if somebody says, man, I found this great company, they are the best SEO company in Utah, and best SEO company is the hyperlink, then the search engines see, oh, somebody thinks this is the best SEO company. So that's kind of like a little thing that's kind of cool. So like when we're doing blogger outreach, so that's a big thing we do. Okay, we want inbound links, so we do blogger outreach to get it sometimes. When we can, sometimes bloggers will offer to let us choose the anchor text. They're like, hey, yeah, if you've got an article, let me know where you want a link, and you can choose the anchor text. That's awesome. Sometimes we don't get that option, and we're still happy to get a link. So so inbound links can come from bloggers. They can come from news websites. Okay, so we'll do some media relations. I mean, that's great for newspapers and local coverage, but it's also good for just national SEO. More links from different places. And then social media kind of plays into this, and social media, as you hear all the time, is totally its own animal in every way. But with SEO, if you have a strong social media following and you've got those social media platforms connected to your website, they're linking towards each other, and there's a lot of people that are interacting with you, they're talking about you on social media, they're linking to you, that contributes to kind of the same thing. Okay, that allows the search engines to see that people pay attention to you, they care about you, they're discussing you, and what you're doing matches up with what people are talking about. Just like with on-site SEO and content creation, there's some bad things you can do, like duplicate content. There are also some bad things you can do with off-site SEO. Okay, you can, it used to be a real slick way people would try to rank would be to, create 50 billion little websites and link them all towards the same thing, and then charge people to link them all to their website, and then you get them all linking to each other, and it's called link farming, and it used to work real well. Google is way cooler and way smarter than that, so we don't do that because it's really spammy, really. Okay, so those are bad links. So sometimes when we get a client, we'll look through all the inbound links that are coming to their site, and we go through and we start finding all these bad links, and we try to either get those links to go away or we tell Google to ignore them. Sometimes Google does, and that's good for our clients. So anyway, there's bad linking. We don't want to do any of that skeezy stuff if we can. And then And then there's just we do link building through online directories. I think maybe some of you have already done some of that. And then we also do local link building or local citations where they're geographically based, and that's really a really good thing. If you're trying to rank locally, if you have like a lot of these local like Foursquare, Yelp kind of sites that have your location and a description about you and a link to your site, then when you're looking at Google Map rankings, that's going to help your map listing rank higher. So if I'm in Provo and searching for burgers and Sammy's has done a really good job, then Sammy's is going to be real high on that map listing, even though maybe in New Jersey Sammy's doesn't show up. So for a lot of clients, they don't care if they rank nationally, they want to rank locally, so we do a lot of local work to make that happen. So that is kind of SEO in a nutshell. And so I've talked about like good things you can do and bad things you can do. The lingo, if you want to know it, is there's black hat and white hat SEO. Black hat is bad because it's dark and evil, I guess. Black, yeah. And white hat is good because people that wear white hats are good. Anyway, basically, I don't know.
A lot of bad white hats.
It doesn't actually make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But basically, like, and I already said this, but I guess kind of bring it back around. Every search engine, their goal in life isn't really to help a business. They don't really care about the businesses. They care about the searchers. So they're looking at their users. They say, okay, this user is searching for this search term. I want to give them the best result possible. So we're going to try and just do that. We gotta put quality content on the site that has to do with the search terms that people are searching for. And if we don't do a good job of that, or we try to cheat and take shortcuts, the search engines are always trying to find ways to catch you in your shortcuts. So just don't take shortcuts. It's kind of what it comes down to. Good? Questions? Kind of blasted through that.